everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Today is Tuesday, June the 3rd, 2025. I needed to come here and make this video, and I do apologize to everybody who's watching this video on YouTube as I'm not able to come in on video, but I am gonna put some images on YouTube for you to see. But I just wanted to come here. I mean, we need to speak about what's happening with these massive deportations, okay? It really hurts my heart, guys, everything that's happening, and I think something needs to be done, okay? Before I continue, of course, I want to say thank you to everybody, like I said, is watching on YouTube. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And thank you so much to everybody who's listening on the podcast using Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for being here. So you guys, I don't know how much of this is being put in the media and the mainstream media, but there are a lot of videos coming on the internet. Specifically, you can find them on TikTok or on the X on Twitter. You can find the videos of the massive arrests that are happening at court sessions after right outside court, right? A lot of arrests are happening at construction sites, like the one that happened in Florida. And here's where the problem begins for me, and this is why we need to pay attention to what's happening. I understand, like I said in my previous video beginning of the year, I understand that this administration was never shy about the plan that they had to attack the illegal immigrants, meaning they attacked the problem that we have when it comes to that, right? But I surely clearly remember that it was also mentioned that the main goal is to get everybody who's a criminal, right, who's here, who's in the country legally, everybody who's a criminal, everybody who is a part of the gangs that came over and they're doing crimes, people who probably were arrested. My biggest concern and everything that's happening right now is that what is going on? Why is immigration waiting outside of court? Why is ICE immigration agents waiting outside of court? It's heartbreaking to see families, parents going to fix their documents, going to the court appointment at the immigration office for the judge to say, okay, you have 30 days to submit back this paperwork. And just as they're leaving that office, right, they are being arrested. And this is the information that is kind of hard to find. You really have to look for it, and sometimes we need to look at things for what they are. These are not actors going to immigration cases and being arrested. These are actual people. Okay, it's not just one video that went viral. There's so many videos of people unexpectedly leaving their court cases, leaving the court after, their appointments, being arrested on the spot by ICE. Okay, that's a problem. And I saw a video of a mom crying, saying like, my kids are in school, like who's gonna take care of them? I gotta go get my kids. And then there was another video that I saw where the person is saying this guy is living with his lawyer. They just had an appointment at the immigration court. They're living with their lawyer, and the lawyer is saying, wait a second, the judge just gave them a 30-day extension. And the ICE agent is saying it doesn't matter. So this is terrifying, you guys. I don't understand why nobody's doing anything to it. You really think that people who are doing bad things, criminals and drug dealers and all of that stuff, gangsters, they're gonna show up to immigration court case date? They're not gonna go, obviously, right? These people are the ones that are saying, wait a second, I already have been established in this country. I have my family, I have my children that were born here. Let me go and fix my paperwork so that I can continue to live here legally. And these people pay a lawyer. You guys know how much a lawyer costs, especially immigration lawyer, right? They pay a lawyer. They wait. The process of immigration takes forever. They wait to get the appointment, to finally get an appointment date, just so that they can be arrested as they're leaving. That is crazy. It's inhumane. That really, like, we are forgetting, like, God is watching all of this. And we need to remember what the Bible says about immigrants and taking the rights away from the people. Doing injustice law to take the right away from the people. Imagine you, because sometimes you have to put it so clear for people to kind of understand. Imagine the thing that's happening right now. Imagine if this happens to you right now. The big thing is the real ID. Imagine you saying, I don't have the real ID, but this is the requirement now. Let me go to DMV to get this paperwork done. Let me go get my real ID so I don't get in trouble. And you show up to DMV and you pay to get your ID, you get the thing, right? And you get your real ID just so that you can get arrested as you're leaving. That is insane. It's basically the same thing that's happening to these immigration families, excuse me. You know what it is to raid a workplace? A construction site in Florida arrested, I don't know how many of them. And some of them were citizens, US citizens, that got messed up in that mess. And we cannot just be blind to it and be like, oh yeah, that's just, it's propaganda. It's just fake news, or you know what they call it. It's just, people just making the president look bad and things like that. If that was the case, it would be just one viral video. There's so many videos, okay? How is it that nobody's doing anything about it? Why? The main goal of this massive deportation attack on this problem that the country has was going to be to start with the worst of the worst. That's why they requested to use the jail over there in El Salvador, like I said, because they wanted, I did a video about that too. The Zika jail in El Salvador was created for the mass criminals, right? And I know there was a court order that the deportees to be sent over there, right? So that finally probably got fixed, I guess, for now, temporarily. But how crazy it is to say to people, right, this is what's gonna happen. You know what it is to be like saving all this money so that you can pay your lawyer to get your immigration case, to get the date. That people wait so long for that day. It takes forever, right? To show up at the court, to go through the process of waiting for your name to be called, to get interviewed, to get things into a judge in your face in front of your lawyer says to you, okay, we're gonna give you 30 days for processing. You're gonna get this paperwork in 30 days, whatever it is, right? Everybody has a different case. And just as you're leaving that office, you get arrested, and everybody's okay with that? Are we going crazy? This is inhumane, okay? I saw they were shoveling this lady into a van that was probably made for like the animal control band that they use. And she's saying, I'm claustrophobic. She's crying in front of her little child there. They arrested a mom that had children in school that day. She just went to get the paperwork in order so that she can be here legally. And she probably said, I'm gonna leave my kids in school. It's a regular working day. Let me go to the office, take care of this paperwork. And this woman was arrested right there. That's, setting up trap to the innocent, okay? And people can hear me say that, and it will blow their mind to eat the both rolls right at their feet. And then they'll question what the administration is doing. They'll be like, oh, he's actually doing that? Right? Because sometimes we don't understand an issue until it's right in our faces, until it affects us. That's crazy. Okay, that you're gonna trap people by saying come to your immigration, but make sure you don't, make sure you show up because you need to get your paperwork in order, and you are doing the right thing, right, in your mind, just so that you can get arrested and be on your way out to a detention center away from your family, not coming back again to what you created here, even though you try to make things right. Whatever happened going after the worst of the worst, was that like a trick? Tricking people and saying one thing for another? It will never get you, it will never do good to anybody. And it might make you believe that you're winning somehow until this judgment day. Okay, so everything that's happening really gets me to like, we have a big problem and nobody wants to admit that. It's almost like when you see sometimes in companies they hire somebody and you give them like 2 months and you're like, the person that we hire is not doing too good. You're like, what's happening? We did not expect this, right? And if nobody does anything, we're just gonna continue on. And it's really terrifying to see. It really hurts my heart as a human to see how families are being tricked into going to these immigration cases, like I said, court cases, just so that they can be found there. It's almost like they're making it easier. But the crazy thing about that is, right, it's like they're actually going there to make things right. And instead it's like, gotcha, we're actually gonna send you back. And there's no charge. This is what the problem sometimes that I get, right? There's nobody, everything in the churches is scheduled as usual. Everything that's happening nothing is gonna affect anything. We're gonna completely ignore social causes. We're going to completely ignore what's happening outside our window, how it's affecting our church family, because you need to get your paperwork legally. Everybody understands that. The problem is that if you have an option, because this is what the great thing about this country is, that if let's say you started here, you came here with a working visa, it expired, so you're like, okay, I want to stay here, so let me get my paperwork in order, and then you go to the court so that you can apply for permanent status, and you get arrested for just trying to do that, right? And everybody's just gonna like, well, they should have done the right thing. They are trying to do the right thing. This is what the problem is. They are trying to do the right thing by going to court, but they're being tricked because now they're right outside the court. They're being waited for to get arrested. How inhumane is that? We have a problem, guys. This is just gonna become bigger. It's just gonna escalate to something worse. So let me know, guys, what you think about this. We need to start praying and fasting, guys. We need to start praying and fasting. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. This is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.